relaxing bird music. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? Y'all good? Y'all good? I was listening last night to the reading on Texas Black Diamond. Shout out to Texas Black Diamond. Um, Reading about the motion that was brought out about Durham McDavid. And then Texas Black Diamond, her video started to act weird, like mine. Then I had to swing into the store, and I was trying to listen then. So when I came back out to the car, I went to refresh mine because I thought, well, maybe it's me. But it turns out I didn't think that it was me. I think that it was her live, and the chat wasn't moving. Everything was like weird. So I was like, well, okay, I'm gonna have to read this myself to make some understanding out of it. And, it's crazy. Good morning. Good morning. I'm moving slow this morning. I'm moving real slow this morning because I want to. Having a TT. Good morning, Priscilla. Good morning. I'm going to try to see some of y'all. My glasses in the room. So I'm going to be squinching a little bit. Hey, Shannon. You say I'm playing that unreal funeral music. That's my bird music, so I don't get no copyright. It's my bird music. What's wrong with the bird music? Shut up. So, now, I'm going to be reading the motion about McDavid, but from what I was hearing on Texas Black Diamond, the motion is so much about, the Daryl McDavid, pretty much with the saving face. He wants to get, himself off, whether the case is separate, if they do the separation of the case, he's most likely is going to point the finger saying that, well, I was instructed by Mr. Kelly to do what was done with the funds as far as paying people or whatever he was supposed to do in the financial department of this RSK. If Jennifer Bonjean becomes successful with combining them together, whereas the prosecution, can question Daryl McDavid to make him part of the RSK, then Jennifer Bonjean, in my opinion, strategy would be to work with Daryl McDavid's attorney to find technicalities in their prosecution against Daryl McDavid. So I guess the first question, to ask and have opinions on is, would it be wise for Daryl McDavid attorney to work with Jennifer Bonjean so that they can become a little bit more powerful in their strategy to, go against the prosecution? But then I was asking myself, but wait a minute, how can that be so? How would that be one of the strategies, right? And I'm thinking because Daryl McDavid is the one that, apparently sued Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. So right there was telling me that, well, if he sued Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, then there's probability that he's not for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. He's not gonna. What is it that they can possibly team up on? He had already positioned himself when he sued Mr. Kelly. Did he position himself enough to know that he was probably going to be brought back up in Mr. Kelly's trial to have some more hearsay or defense for himself? Who knows, And I say that to say this because if he had already sued Mr. Kelly for whatever reason, number one, that would show that he's already terribly against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. He never took the ride or die with him at all. Will he be able to sit on there to prove that Mr. Kelly knew about monies, where they were going, as he was allegedly getting sued, and Durham McDavid or whatever, or whoever else was involved? Because we read a lot out here about Susan Logan, or whatever her name, cut a lot of checks, as well. We read that, or we heard that. So if Durham McDavid intentions is to have the separate trial, and it ends up where he's pointing fingers that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly was aware of what he was doing with the money. In Texas Black Diamond chat, I asked a question. Well, good morning, Trev. Good morning. How would he look with the cross-examination on him from Jennifer Bonjane? What would he say? Because knowingly he sued him for not paying himself. How is it that a person can be aware of paying other people but not yourself? And if that comes down to that, I'm almost certainly sure that that's going to be one of the cross-examinations questions. But, it is. How can you say that Mr. Kelly was aware of this? If he's aware of you sending money out, then he should solely been aware that you were getting paid as well. So I can see the discrepancies and the scratching of the heads when it comes down to Durham McDavid trying to scramble for answers, if it comes down to the case where he's on the stand somewhere and Jennifer Bonjane is questioning him. That would be, it'd be interesting, I guess, but we shall see. I just came on because I'm moving slow this morning because I want to. I'm just dragging. I'm going to get up and get my butt moving, though, after my tea. Shannon says I'm playing a funeral home music. It's not. Good morning, Reba. Good morning, love. Missy, good morning. Good morning. So now this is this thing out there with the Tasha K, right? And I believe that as well, that was brought up in some of the paperwork about the emails and things, right? It's done a little bit different with me, or probably other people, I guess. I think that the first thing before making the allegations, right, I try to find the evidence first. I try to find the evidence because then that way I know that the opposing side would have a very difficult argument. So I'm going to assume that Jennifer Bonjane has pulled all of the evidence before this write-up of the allegations about the Tasha K. And I'm going to tell you why. Good morning, Fire. Good morning, right? Good morning, Fire. Before the allegations, right? I'm going to assume, and I'm going to hope that it's there, that attorney Jennifer Bonjane has already pulled, discovered, captured all of the evidence based on what Tasha K has admitted over there about the emails, or about, who she talked to on this. And she knows this for a fact, right? She knows this for a fact. Because it would just make more sense to do before you put an alleged comment in the paperwork. You want to make sure that you can bag it up. You understand what I'm saying? I just hope that that's what she did. Because it wouldn't make sense to make those allegations in the paperwork to draw the people out that she had mentioned. Let's talk about Tasha K. Tasha K said this. Tasha K said that. Tasha K says that it was someone from the inside, allegedly, that gave me these emails, or that she talked to this person, right? We all know that she had the conversations with Angelo Clary or Geronda Pace. We saw that. Demetra Smith. We saw that. We saw that she had Don Russell on there. We saw that she had Bruce Carey on there. We saw that. I think we even saw Sharon Winbush, I guess, call in. Things like that can be verified. Totally verified. But just what if, when it comes to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, Tasha K gets called into the courts, or has to submit an affidavit, or people go see her, whatever the case may be, right? What if Tasha K plays the same role that she did with Cardi B? On the YouTube streets, with these YouTube channels, everybody tells you that for the most part, it is done for entertainment purpose only. And I think as black folks or white folks or Caucasian folks or Haiti folks, whatever folks you are, our mind gets away from that. So I was listening, and I'm asking myself, what part are you able to separate with Tasha K, with depicting out the lies, the extra, the reaching for the truth? Because I can. I don't know how many of you guys can, but I surely can. Tasha K videos doing the R. Kelly commentary that she was bringing out. At that time, she was reaching for 1 million views. 1 million views, and she was going to get that 1 million views no matter what. All she needed was the right freaking story. The right story. Now, some of the things that she may be saying may have some truth to it. The ones that I find the truth in her story is the actual ones that we all saw with her Q&As with the live person, Valencia. See, because she was able to rebuttal back to those people in live, only to the antidotes or the questions that she asked them, or their story that they gave. But when you see Tasha K on that screen by herself, it's a whole lot of extra going to be added to Tasha K. Because Tasha K was or is known as one of these big bloggers out there. But when the R. Kelly story broke, you better believe that she had that 1 million views in mind. And when you put those 1 million views in your mind, and the type of money that it can draw you in for your commentary, the algorithm of YouTube, do you really think that Tasha K had no problem with adding a bunch of lies in her stories? What did Tasha K say when she went to court with Cardi B? How many of y'all remember what she said? What did she say? They asked her, and she rebutted, oh, I lied for the views. Did she say that or did she not? I may not be verbatim, but she said she lied for the views. Yeah. Those two stories alone helped Tasha K break that million. Until she lost against Cardi B, her views went down. But that was too late. She had already hit that million. Received her honorary YouTube award. That's all she wanted. She goes, how many lies, and can you separate the lies and the truth about her story with I can't never remember that lady's name. How you doing? What that woman name is? I don't know why I can't never remember that lady's name. She had 50% of her story with some truth on there. And she had some of it that just wasn't truth about that woman. Good morning. Good morning. But I guess what I'm trying to say, you guys, is that her story, Tasha K's story about the emails and everything has now been brought alive, rebirthed by R. Kelly's defense, Wendy. I don't know why I cannot remember that lady's name, so I'm going to have to associate it with the air or Chicago, Windy City. I'm going to have to do that. Like, how many of you guys are able to depict whether Tasha K whole story about Mr. Kelly is the truth and how much of it is lies? I kind of when I laid down last night, I gave it some thought, right? Because I'm thinking, but wait a minute. I don't think that a defense attorney would bring this back alive without already pulling tooth and hair. She has to have, or I hope that she has, already were able to pull the evidence that Tasha K has spoken on. I do. Because without that, and you pull Tasha K out there, most likely you're going to hear, oh, I lied for the story. I don't know these people other than the ones that she done had conversation with live on her show or on the phone. It's pretty much how I think that she would play it. And the reason why that I say that is because thinking outside the box. She has children. She has homes. She has family. She has a career, YouTube. She had, on and on. You have to ask yourself, how far will a person really go to risk everything that they have? I think that a lot of people will look at certain people as if that they don't know their limits dealing with the law. You understand? Dealing with the law. I like that, Priscilla. I like that. Good morning, Shady. Good morning. But that's what my thought was when I laid down last night, and then everything else just kind of washed away. Did they pull the evidence already? Or are they going to be waiting for to pull Tasha K in and then question her without the evidence? When I watched the Johnny Depp trial and that young defense that's defending Johnny Depp, that woman got every time Amber opened her mouth, that lady is popping evidence right up in her face. But you said this, Well, isn't this your handwriting? Well, didn't you make this phone call at such and such a time? Well, did you really go to the doctor? Because right here we have you over at this place. And that's one thing that I do not see, or I did not see much of when it had came to the cross examination with all of those people that was on the stand testifying against Mr. Kelly. Yes, Kenneth had those questions. He was banging back the questions. And I understand that he came on this case quite late. I understand that. But with each individual that took that stand, I didn't see Kenneth come back with, well, you says you were here. Well, this, you write this. Well, isn't this your phone call to so-and-so, so-and-so? Wasn't enough evidence to get them caught up. Visual evidence. Recording of evidence to get those ladies actually caught up in their lies. Just only his rebuttal defense in a question part, in questioning. But, for whatever it was worth, it worked a little bit. Everybody can tell that, no, these ladies are lying. These ladies are lying. Good morning, Diva. But yeah, as like I said, it was about Tasha K. And I have to go back and I'm thinking about all of her videos, mostly, and her interviews that she had with the people that was live on her show, Valencia and Bruce and, Don Russell and so on and so forth, right? See, with those, you can get her truth. Will they be able to retrieve the person that was responsible for leaking emails? Were there actually emails really leaked? Or was that just Tasha K blabbling out some shit? We know that it's a little truth to it because it was printed in the paperwork. It was a newspaper or something, right? Some article came out about the lady that was over in Milwaukee, right? I think she was in Milwaukee. That's where or something. And she retired earlier or something or so forth. So we know that there's some truth for that. I'm just hoping that all of that has actually been pulled. Now let's talk about how much trouble Tasha K can actually be in. We already know that she owes Cardi B a substantial amount of money. But she says she doesn't have it. She'll figure it all out. Tampering with evidence would be her charge. Tampering inside of a case, violation of whatever. You think of the laws and put it on her. The question is, when will she be charged? When will she be charged? When will they go and charge her? When the information came out in the paperwork and bringing Tasha K's story back live. When you I'm thinking, when are they going to go and arrest? An arrest should have been made if it was so detrimental to coincide with the paperwork. So why haven't there been an arrest? Why haven't there been an arrest? The woman that allegedly was from Milwaukee has not been arrested. Jennifer Bunting allegations and what she's trying to prove in her story will stand very strongly within an arrest. So I guess she has to prove it first, and then I guess they will be able to press the charges of whatever is suitable for Tasha K for intervening in a situation and then bringing it to YouTube to tell all of the information. She'll say that she didn't tell it all. She sent everybody to the Google.com to read the emails. One for one instance, let me give you an example of how you know where she's extra at. She talked about Jocelyn, right? And everybody know Azrael done left and Jocelyn is at the house and she's the girl now, she's that. How many of you guys knew that? Those are her extra antidotes. She says a lot of shit that everybody already knew. So you got to take them parts up out of her stories. The stuff that you already knew. Yeah, take those out. You already knew and seen the fight. Yeah. She sat on there and allowed Geronda Pace to stretch her story. Put some extra to it. Not asking the questions to the extra that Geronda Pace was doing. Because it was already a pre-planned show. We're going to run it like this. She can get her views up. Ain't no telling how much she probably shot Geronda Pace probably a good $1,000 to call in to give that story because Tasha K is going to has made probably triple times that darn phone call that Geronda Pace called in. If it ain't about the money, don't be blowing me up, wasting my time. And Tasha K is about the money. Not about people damn feelings out here. Whether if she has to use you, your mama, your daddy, anybody, she's going to work that goddamn mouthpiece to make that check. And that check comes with extra. Inquiry minds wants to know. And you wants to know and you wants to hear all the extra and it sounds believable, we're going to pass it on. We like to gossip. We're going to pass it on. Did you hear? So now that we all have heard it, it lies to the part where are you able to depict the parts out that she is lying about that? Ain't no need to keep talking about that. She lied about, or do we keep pushing it as if everything Tasha K is saying is factual? It was enough to get it checked out. Definitely it was enough to get it checked out. So I asked myself, how much of it was real? Did she actually really get inside and was able to retrieve all of these emails? Or did somebody just call her up and talked about it? Girl, I worked there. I could easily get in there. I could easily do this. I could do all of this stuff. I could do this stuff. Did somebody just easily had a normal conversation with Tasha K? And Tasha K came out here and did a whole bunch of bluffing bullshit to get her views up. You said you have had any of the, I don't know why my phones won't stay on there. Should have been arrested. Yeah. She should have been brought in effective immediately. Just for questioning. She should have. She should have. When she did that, you had, wasn't that? Canicknam was coming on board, right? They was just coming on board. That information should have hit with Canicknam saying that, we need to, we have probable cause that we need to bring this person in for tampering inside of the federal system to retrieve emails to broadcast that man's private information out on a YouTube channel. Yeah, that should have happened immediately. But that story broke over a year ago now or so. I could be wrong, but I know it's close to a year. Yeah, that story broke over a year or so ago. Should have happened right after it hit that paper. And they were talking about the lady from Milwaukee. What if she's gone now? What if she done fled the country? What if she done fled the country? Huh. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Muddy. Uh, talk to you soon. When she was asked to talk about Steve Harvey, she asked Barry to let her go. I need to go get my glasses to college and see if that young thug if it was R. Kelly. I gotta get my glasses. The feds was on they were on the channel. What you say, Stephanie? What you said? They were on the channel, and she was still able to do all of that talking, and they were on her channel. Wow, interesting. Interesting. So how did Tasha K survive this freaking long without being brought in for questioning? How did that? There's another situation, you remember? I don't know the guy's name. I gotta fix my pillow. I don't remember the guy's name. Remember when they said that, Mr. Kelly, there was somebody up in the I don't know what you call the room, the visiting room or something. And there was a camera or something that was put up or something like that. I think that was around Greenberg time. And there was a camera or something put up. I could have sworn that I thought, I don't know, it was something like that. It's like, whatever happened to that story? Whatever happened to them pulling that information? Mr. Kelly has so much. It's just so many people. It's unbelievable. It's just so many people. Like, it's just so unbelievable. You try to wake up and think like, okay, this is it. They can get to the end of this, and they can't, because it is so much to investigate, so much to probe into. There's so much. Then you're like, why? I always ask myself, like, why this man? Why did this man needed all of this? Why did this man have so many people to turn on him? Why did so many people needed to take from Mr. Kelly? Like, I just didn't. I just don't get it. It was like open season. Like, he just left like money all on the dinette table, and you just come on in and take it. Just come on. You just come on. When the money runs out off the table and there's still 20 people that didn't get any, those 20 people is mad, and then they finna just start doing all kind of demising things against this one man. It's kind of crazy story, right? I have to go get my glasses because I really can't see pretty much of what y'all saying. APC, good morning, good morning, good morning. You say when she was asked to talk about the Steve Ridge or Steve Harvey, Essie Berry, and no, she will not mess with that young man first year of the college. Tasha K said that she was working with the feds. So if she's working with the feds, Sharon, let's just hypothetically say that she was working with the feds. Then how much trouble can she get into? Aren't they going to cover her? Aren't they going to have her back? If she's working with the feds, if she said that she was working with the feds, and now you have R. Kelly's defense with some things to say about this Tasha K emails situation, right? And she's working with the feds. Jennifer Bunjing will have her job cut out for her, because now, it has to get down to the nitty gritty about, well, are they protecting her? You know, did they cover up? How much of the story did they cover up? In other words, I mean, how much protection will they put over her? Have they gotten rid of a lot of evidence, tracing this all back to what Tasha K got her hands on it? Working with the government. I always try to understand what that means. I tried to understand it when I kept hearing it about Don Russell, working with the government. Giving that some thought, and I'm thinking about all of the charges that Mr. Kelly was hit with. They didn't need Don Russell to work with them to help prosecute or anything on Mr. Kelly. He had way too many charges. He has way too many charges for them to need any freaking help. Any freaking help, especially in New York. Like what extra help do they need? They need no more help. Uh, they need no more help. From a federal government out here, they didn't need that much help. But it's interesting, you guys. I wanna see how this one is gonna play out here. I'm hoping again that Bunjean and her team has retrieved now all of the evidence that they need to have. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they have retrieved all of the evidence that they need, emails and things like that. All of the people. Tasha K called out quite a few people names over there. She really did. It's like, I have all the emails, and it's going to be on Google Doc, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And if all goes well, shame on Tasha K. Because not only did she go down with the Cardi B, it's like now you're going to be double tapped with the R. Kelly. Because then there's possibly a lawsuit for that. It's possibly Mr. Kelly may file a lawsuit on that. Or you have the I don't know, it has to be the prosecution pulling her in, to prosecute her. But she has to be arrested first. You say, but Tasha K said that she was working with the feds. Oh, I am so far behind because my screen ain't moving. There's a market out there on the broken hearts. So Tasha K have been broken, and the people that support her. Lisa. Good morning, McDine. Good morning, sweetheart. Good morning. Hey, beauty. You say you listening, skipped all over I'm like the screen ain't moving, and you all the way down there, beauty. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, sunshine. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm still stuck on the same message. You know how I am with these devices, girl. Daryl and Susan teamed up to embezzle Kelly's money. So they use those fake victims over the money. And if they get caught, they will throw R. Kelly under the bus. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. She got to be working for the Fed because she go too far. Yeah, she go too far. She does, Muddy. She'll stretch her limits. She really does. I am really trying to get comfortable, and my butt needs to get up and get ready to get up out of here. But I had a little time. I always got a little time in the morning. And one thing that I do not do, I don't rush my day. I know what time I got to be there, and I prepare for it. And I just don't rush my day. So woosah. Woosah. So what would you got? T. Lynn, good morning. What would you all like to see happen? Would you like to see Tasha K arrested? Would you like to see Tasha K brought in to be questioned? Would you guys like to see that? Here's what's funny to me, though, before you guys answer that, but you could go and put it in the room if you would, yes or no. How would you like for that situation to be dealt with? But here's what's funny to me, right? Because I hear people, they'll be talking about it, right? And the people that you be hearing talking about it, whether if it's over here and if it's over on a different side of the camp of the road and things like that, right? I'll be sitting here going, whoa, hold up, hold up. Sometimes you can't ask for something to be put on another person if your behavior was bad. If you have done some things. She says yes. It just say yes. You better be careful before you answer that though. You have to make sure that everything in your diary of a mad black woman has been clean. Has been clean. Because the other than that, the only thing that I could do is just opinionate, Okay, in my opinion, maybe so. But see, there may be in somebody else's opinion that's something that, I done did that you may think that I should go as well. But I look around here out on the YouTube streets out here, the black tubey streets. And some people be like, I be, huh? What? Okay. Do it. I mean, but if she go, then you might need to go too. I be like you might need to go too. You know, you might need to go because if not, then what I'm saying is that hey, maybe Tasha K done took it to Jesus too. Maybe Tasha K done repented, y'all. Maybe she don't need to go now. I'm just saying there's a lot of repentance going on around here. And if y'all say if y'all you gotta do is just take it to the Lord and everything's gonna be all right. Everything gonna be all right. You can just wash away the bad stuff that you did. So why be punished for it, right? Why be punished for it? Is all I'm saying. Now we can't be predictable and unpredictable. We can, that ain't right. That ain't right. You can't throw that stone at somebody else. Sometimes without hitting your own self upside the head. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I try to be careful with what I wish on somebody. Would I like to see her brought in questioning about all of this material things, information that she has blurted out on her stream? Yes, I like to see. I like to see that happen. Yeah, I like to see that happen. I want to see what brought that out. I do. I want to see what brought that out. I need to get my butt up for work, yeah. I need to go. I need to go to work. But, what brought it all out? It was a story. Whoever was involved should get arrested. The correction officer, Tasha, happy. She said everybody, the federal informant, the government, the rats, all of them. She says all of them. Yeah. What Beauty say? You pray everything is okay. What Beauty say? Hey, everyone. Oh, sorry, individual. Y'all know I will be listening, though. Hope to join in. Yeah. Hope you join in. The Lord might not punish her, but the law will. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got to be a bold person, though. You got to be a bold person, and it does tell a lot of people that her channel and news meant a lot to her. It didn't matter who it was or what it was. She wanted the story. She was in the growth of her channel. So if Tasha K did her story like how she did Cardi B's and a lot of other people out there, because she went down the list of celebrities, right? She went down the list of celebrities. And I'm going to touch on something else before I go. She really sacrificed her life, her family, her wealth, her home. she really sacrificed it. And that would be a shame to sacrifice, those things, your health in life, on those things to perpetuate and to dig into a case like this, to put a lot of information out here to point fingers at herself. Good morning, Trigger. To lose to lose it all, if it comes to that. So I guess she does show that, it was channel over life. That's what she chose. Channel over life. Greed. You're right. Over life. Tampering. I got to get this. This is a juicy story. I got to tell this one here. I got to get in touch with so many people, and get them on here, get their lives. And that's part of her show. But was it worth it? That's a lot of people question is was it worth it? Will it be worth it? I know. Everybody else who had a story to run out here, YouTube would find a way to block it, or not share it, a worldwide selective with putting the AdSense to it, all of that stuff, right? Then they come out and say, well, you can't make no more money on it. They're limited to the black people for the money. Couldn't make no more money on the R. Kelly stories. The Tasha K's was different, because Tasha K was up there in a high algorithm. And she would mix her story with different other celebrity stories out there. So she's still going to get that big check no matter what. She had a diversified commentary. 20, 30 minutes on Mr. Kelly, 20, 30 minutes on Tory Lanez. They weren't paying her probably for Mr. Kelly, but because her algorithm is so freaking high and her viewership is so freaking high, she still was gonna bank probably a good $4,000-$5,000 monthly check with R. Kelly in it. But you come over here and you tell a story about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, you couldn't get paid anymore because they wasn't paying anymore for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly stories. But Tasha K just had a very uniquely way of getting paid, and that was diversifying her commentary. If your commentaries is only stuck on the Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, and you run that for a whole freaking hour, and you end your show, 9 times out of 10, you're not hitting the algorithm on there because they're not paying you on there. So that's one thing that I could say about the Tasha K, that out of her evilness and her lying or her extra, attitude with her show, and you really think outside of it, she really does teaches you how to make the money. You just have to learn how to make the money without the lies and the extras, the blending. She kept that blend on her channel. I assume that they will be coming to questioning her now for real, because it was brought up in the government's paperwork. And that's not good. See, the last time it was brought up, it was pretty much written inside of a public paperwork that everybody got to read, or it was on the some of the news social sites out there, and it talked about the Milwaukee lady. I think the Shade Room talked about it, and the Donkey of the Day show, they might have talked about it. The people, places, things like that of sort. The shows where that they couldn't push probability for her arrest, but now it's brought up in a legal freaking government paperwork. So she should be worried about that part, because now there can be a probable cause. We need this person here. Sucks for her, because it'll interrupt her life some more now. So, with that being said, I wanted to address this. With all the bloggers out here, the bigger bloggers, the Tasha K's and that Kevin Sanders, or the non-lawyer, and the Nicky Knights, and so on and so forth. Diamond Spears and Lady T, all of these people, right? I guess the rule of thumb out here would be that it's okay to pick a story to talk about on somebody. Because at the end of the day, all of these stories are usually about somebody. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody. But as long as it's not about me, I'm okay. But the minute that you try to run a story about someone that's underneath the algorithm over here, the miniature people, the broke ass people, they have a problem. Make that make sense? I'm trying to understand this. Why don't Tory Lanez or Chris Brown or 50 Cent or Wendy Williams don't have a problem with the way Tasha K runs her story? Why why don't you hear those people calling in, coming on the show cussing Tasha K out or this or this or that? Why is it always the broke black ass people? Because you have a alligator story or just some laughter about the immature, the primaries, the lower gatekeepers down here. Why? Why? I've been trying to understand that concept forever. We not up there like those bigger people up there. We're down here. So the stories down here are just small little stories about what we see on different channels. You know, you see them on different channels. You talk about them, right? But next thing you know that these people want to chew your whole damn head off. The story's not a lie because it's your story. I'm a little bit extra with my shit. Yeah, because I like to laugh with it. I like to laugh with it. Meaning that it ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. But you don't never see those people up there getting these rebuttals back, you know, with call-ins or this or that. You only see that with the broke ass channels down here. That's crazy as hell. I be over here like cracking up. Cracking up. Seen another episode, getting off the subject now, of this whole situation, going on with this Bookham thing, right? And the people are coming out, talking about him, people that actually knew him. He's mad. He's mad. I I can't even fathom on how a person that talks, threatens, woofs, got all the smoke, this or that, right? Growing your channel, that someone was not going to never appear that actually knows you. It's crazy. So when you're telling your stories out here and you are in the process of growth, I guess that this is something that I can pass on. Gotta keep your private information off. Everything comes back to hunt a person. And what you don't tell, they don't know. They don't know. What you do not tell, they don't know. But all that boy's business, because of the route that he took to support Mr. Kelly, grew his channel. Now someone that actually knows him is out here speaking against him. Speaking against him is funny as hell. Because it's what pretty much everybody else been saying. I mean, I'm like, OMG. You say, what's going on with him? Girl, well, let me tell you. let me tell you, the T girl. Some girl who he used to date, allegedly, met her in the church, girl. In the church. Now you got me gossiping. You got me gossiping. But I'm going to give you the tea before I get off of here. Girl. Before I give you the tea, shout out to Jennifer Bonjean for introducing that type of information in there for bringing out the information that Tasha K allegedly says that she have tampered into and have spewed out on her YouTube channel for the world to hear. So there is evidence that has done. Shout out to Jennifer Bonjean, and I truly hope and pray that she goes after whatever it is that she is searching for from the Tasha K information, and getting hold to the lady in Milwaukee and all of the officers in charge that was there that knew that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's information had been leaked, whether it was via a email or via a phone calls, whichever way it happens. I hope she gets it, and I'm going to pray that she does get whatever it is that she needs to work with to free R. Kelly, period. Because I know she's looking for a bunch of discrepancies. So shout out to Jennifer Bonjean for that. Shout out to Jennifer Bonjean for finding time and health and space, air for her to dig more into the Dura McDavid. And I wish her nothing but prayer on her health in her mind to have the strength to fight this case. However, I think that she's back in the papers for another young lady for Bill Cosby again. I saw that article too, so we'll see how that goes. I'm like, dang, this gonna be the richest woman in the freaking world in criminal law, y'all. Jesus Christ! But let me get the story out to Buddy. I got to give her the tea, then I gotta get ready to go. So hold on, give me a second, girl. I'm gonna get my glasses for this one. I'm gonna get my glasses on for this one, honey. I'm coming inside. Okay. All right. Come there. There you go. Okay. Now, see, this what had happened, girl. This what had happened. Let me tell you what happened. Now, oh, I can see y'all so much better now. Hey, Tori. So, allegedly, Bookham met this girl in a church. His church, right? You know where he goes to play the drums at, where he put, that's his 10% for the church, right? Come to find out, the girl was pregnant. But she was pregnant. I think she had more children at the time, right? Now, Bookham tells a story about how she was eyeing him while he was. She was eyeing him. And shout out to Shannon, because Shannon reminded me when I walk to pick my feet up so he don't be hearing my house shoes slap on the on the floor. So he was like, so pick your feet up. So, when I was going to get my stuff, it kind of popped in my mind. And, people like that should be helping like that, right? Just pick your feet up. So they're up, Shannon. I try not to drag them, okay? But, so he says that was, he saw her, belly and all with the kids and things. So he decided, on his way out, listen to this part though, buddy. Listen to this. He slid her his number. He slid her his number. Now I'm thinking, now where the hell he get that from, right? But this just me with my extra, because I told you I'm a little extra sometimes, right? Oh, you doing that whole R. Kelly thing, right? He just out there just sliding numbers around, right? He missed the whole part about when the hell did you write your number down? Oh, Jennifer Bonjean just did a tweet, y'all. She just did a tweet a second ago, so, but I'm on here talking to y'all. I read her tweets, but she says that Durham McDavid and his attorney just proved my point, and I didn't get to see the rest. But let me tell y'all about this story in this book I'm writing. So, he missed the part about like, well, okay, when did you write it down and all that stuff? Nope, he said when he got done playing the drums, he got up because she caught his eye. He went over there and he slid her his number. Well, he went on to say that she called him in less than 2 hours, y'all. 2 hours. That's what he said. And I was like, no shit, Booker. What else did happen, Booker? I want to know this goddamn story, right? So he says, well, yeah, 2 hours. Next thing he know, she was like, I need a place to stay. Woo, woo, woo. Apparently, Booker be saying that she was already in the homeless shelter, right? Living and trying to make it with her kids. Guess she must have ran on hard times, something like that, right? Whatever the case may be. That's what he said. Then he brought her, she come on to the house. And then guess what he said happened next? I know y'all already. What did he say happened next? She wanted to eat. He didn't have a tomahawk. He didn't have a T-bone. He made some other kind of goddamn steak. I don't know. It wasn't ribeye either. It was steak and some potatoes and and got something to drink and some string beans. He made the famous black people meal first dinner date. First dinner date meal. That's what they make it. Potatoes, some string beans and some corn and a piece of meat. That's what the nigga gonna serve you. That's all. Every woman get that shit on the first date. They don't never get cereal or peanut butter and jelly. They got to bring out the best of the freaking meal when you're cooking at home, right? But okay, so y'all know what happened after that? Yeah, he said he bucked her. That's what he said. That's what he said. He done brought the girl he gave her the number. 2 hours she called 14 times. She come over. He made steak and shake, and then he bucked her. Wasn't no test done. Wasn't no meeting the parents. Wasn't no playtime with the kids. Wasn't no watching a Barnaby Jones show. It was none of that. None of that in between. He bucked. Now, turns out, I guess, because this is where the story gets confusing to me, right? Because she spoke out. She said she was already pregnant. So I guess maybe she didn't have a bumpity bump, right? For him to see. I guess she didn't have the bump. I guess she didn't tell him that she was possibly pregnant. Because they ended up arguing about who child it is. So she had to tell him, I don't know, some weeks or so later, that, hey, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. They argue about it ain't mine, it is yours, it ain't mine, it is yours. No rubber, girl, no, nothing. Wait a minute, Sharon, because the story get good, girl. Come to find out, she wasn't the only one. His little goddamn dangalang says that he was 14 pumping in 3 women at the same time. If somebody don't go take that nigga off the market, nigga, that's a dangerous dingaling out here. That's a walking infected ding dong. Something. No. Kill a baby, sell a blood. Take that dingaling off the fucking market. It's nasty. That's a nasty dick. Oh. He said he was doing 3 at the same damn time. Ain't that some nasty shit? I don't know whether it's I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it. All I know is King Kong ain't got shit on that nigga. He around here humping like a motherfucking goddamn wildfire. That nigga is humping like a rabbit. Just in and out of stuff. And I'm pretty sure, like, these women, you could tell that, they not, they're vulnerable, I guess. I guess they're vulnerable. I don't know what the fuck you called it, right? But let's move on. Cause now they end up like, that's the baby. It wasn't the baby. I guess it was a little girl. He wasn't around no more to take the girl. He left the girl, throwed all her shit, gave her some time frame. Cause, he said when they went to church, she left with another man. That's what he said. She left with another man. So he was like, well, I don't know where she went. I ain't even finna fucking worry about it, right? That's what he said. I ain't even worry about it. So then he got to the house. He gave her a time limit or something to come and get her things. 24 hours. She didn't show up. So he decided to throw away all of her things and her baby things and things like that. So then things went bad. Y'all, the girl said that he pulled a gun on her and he put the gun on himself. Where he's threatening, like, if you leave me, that type of shit. That Lifetime movie shit. This was a Lifetime movie, motherfucking story. This was a Lifetime movie story, y'all. Because I'm sitting here like, I ain't watched Lifetime since the docu-series, right? Now, I used to be heavy Lifetime, right? Back in the days. I swear I was listening to a whole Lifetime motherfucking story. So now, he's mad. The girl comes out. She's explaining what done happened. He's demonic. He's crazy. He's this. He's that. Come to find out, I jumped back over on the other side of the street. This boy, because he got to get the receipts. He the receipt man. I got to make a call, Byron, all that shit, right? So he calls a lady up. At first I thought it was her mom, but it must sound like somebody that was closer, right? He called the young man up. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this funny part when he talked to, like, this young man. This young man supposedly has his show, right? Has his own show. So he knows both of them. So he had to share his part of the story to her. He never seen, this, and he never seen Bookham do that, and the girl might be challenging some bipolarism or this or that, right? This was Bookham's defense with this young man on the call. So then Bookham ended the call with him, asking him about, well, you know what? I want to look into getting some of those hats from you, dude. I want to get some of those hats from you, right? So then the dude turns around to say, no, Booker says, well, you still got your website and stuff up, He's like, nah, man, I ain't, website ain't up. And I'm sitting over there like, another broke ass nigga. Or some things that happened and went bad in his life financially that he couldn't keep his website up to keep selling his merchandise. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, book him, of course. We're going to get off a line. We're going to get off a line, then I'm going to call you, and I'm going to help you get your website to run, get going back up, right? I'm like, oh, my Lord. Okay. But then the lady calls in. And Bookham, of course, he likes to lead the questions. You understand what I'm saying? So if he's leading the questions, that way you have a particular way of answering them that will give him the answer of what he is looking for. That will make his story factual and make him look good all wrapped up in one. And that's just the way psychology. That's just the way, the game is played. It is what it is. We see it done quite a bit. You say turn off. Turn off. What you mean is not okay? What you want? Some laughter? You put some laughter on. But okay, it's off. It's down. It's down. Gotcha, Stephanie. Thanks, both. So I'm like, well, okay. So jump back over, the girl, she's telling her story and things like that. She is married. She says that her children, I think, was taken away from her, and it was because of Bookham. Right? She said her children was taken away from her because of Bookham. So the channel over there, they were helping her out, getting her some donations and things like that, to help her stay afloat on her feet. She's bad time. She is working right now, right? So shout out to her for that, holding down a job to do so, take care of her children. I'm not sure she got her children back, but she said it was because of him. And one of the stories that she said that was because of Bookham is because I think that they was doing the Humpty Hump in the bed, and one of her children, I think, must have saw it. Like he was in the bed alongside them, and Bookham was persistent about humping her. So the little boy must have saw it, and then when the boy's dad, came to pick them up, or he got with their kids, her son was telling, you're welcome, sweetheart, was telling their dad that, the Bookham, the gorilla was humping. I shouldn't have said that. Pap, you ain't shit. That she was being humped by somebody. Okay? So when she says that when her son went and told all of that information, that's when their dad went and took some things back to the CPS people, and the CPS people start looking more into her situation or whatever, whether if she was just unable and unstable, meaning your home, having her home and things like that, right? So that they took her children from her, to place them into the shelter thing until I guess she was on her feet or whatever, to get her children back. Well, whatever the case may be, Bookham tells a story that she kept reaching out back and forth. They back and forth, back and forth. She could text him, he could text her. She coming over, he putting her out. He coming over, she putting him out. A whole bunch of shit was going on in that goddamn relationship, right? And she come to find out Bookham had another baby she wasn't aware of. She went into his phone, y'all, and went through his phone. He said why he went to the football field to do something out there, cause I don't know what he'd be doing out there, but he was out there doing something. And he got mad, infuriated. He come home, why you in my stuff? And she said that she needed to know. She needs some promising, she needed some promising words that if we gonna be together, that there's nothing else going around, that you ain't doing whatever. But come to find out, she found out that this boy had another baby. And apparently it must be the baby boy that the people on the streets, on the word on the curb, is saying that he don't really talk to, or he don't fend for, or he don't take to the playground, all that damn shit. The relationship rehab is what they kind of needed, but not my business. I'm just over here telling the story. But and so Bookham, he's on the phone, and it's got this lady calling in, and she verifies some things, and Bookham would be, ain't that right? And she's like this though, right? Do you remember this time when it's just on it? And right. So that's kind of where that went to though. But now it's at the end of the story, right? So Bookham is mad because his opponent has got in contact with his old chick that he started banging from the church from playing drums, and he's upset about that. So he just might, as he said, be taking his trip down to Baltimore. She lives in Baltimore. He's from Baltimore, and somehow it is funny as hell to me if you got two people from Baltimore telling each other how the fuck Baltimore gets down. Because I'm thinking, well, he would already know how Baltimore gets down if he's from Baltimore. He would know how Baltimore get down. She from Baltimore. But it'd be so funny. Cause she was like, Bookham, I'm from Baltimore, G. I'm from Baltimore. And then Bookham over there, I'm from Baltimore. Oh, okay. So where we going? Like, what is this? I gotta say this. In all reality, it doesn't matter what goddamn state you from. in what part of the city that you reside in the state. It's all, the shit is nationwide. Every state got one of them motherfucking hang it up, beat it up, motherfucking hoods. Every goddamn one. I don't understand it when people be saying that I'm from Louisiana. You don't know how Louisiana get down. It get down just like the south side of motherfucking Chicago, or the south side or the east side of fucking Detroit, or the south side and the east side of LA. Ain't no difference. It's just different people. But the same altitude and the same attitude it's all the fucking same. Everybody got guns. Everybody got a hood that's gonna blow up, shoot them up, smoke them up. Everybody got it. But when you denounce that you from a particular part of the city that in that state, I guess it's supposed to be big and bad over all of the other 49 states and cities, I guess. I don't know. This shit be cracking me up. I'll be like, what? But anyways, Bookham is supposed to be going and traveling and visiting Baltimore now. He's a little upset about the situation. He says that he is glad that that little girl turned out it wasn't his. That's what she said, that, and she's glad that it turned out to not be his child. And that way she has good riddance, Bookham. However, she didn't really good ridden him a long time ago. She just got rid of Bookham shortly ago. I mean, as far as her communication, that, like the communication wise, like, okay. But she says that she has been listening and following certain people. And she's turned Muslim. She's Muslim now. And she thanks God for that because it has really changed her lifestyle up. Same black folks, Sharon, everywhere. You got that right. But she says that she is absolutely glad that she has turned her life around. Her main focus now is on raising her children and working and things like that. But I don't know, like this, it just happened for them like overnight. They just separated. Couldn't be not that long ago, but she was watching the shows out here. And she says that God spoke to her. She was wondering when she will find an avenue to tell all of her hurt and her pain that she allegedly has endured coming from situations dealing with men, or a man. Bookham. I don't know. She was heartfelt. You know what I'm saying? She really poured her heart into it, and she cried a little bit because somewhere in her heart, she really cared for this boy. She cared for this boy. But after finding out that he was allegedly a whole asshole and a dipstick and a walking freaking disease out here, she had to cut it loose. She was hurt. She was hurt, Shannon. She was hurt. To me, if I'm listening to her, she's hurt because she felt like she may have lost a friend. She may have lost a lover. I don't care, even if it was, animal fucking. Hell. I mean, I watch Planet, the Animal Channel quite a bit. Them animals on that channel be loving for them damn lions, Shannon. Every time I turn around, right after they get done mauling a goddamn zebra or a rhino, then they somewhere fucking. I'm like, God damn. God damn. Every time I turn around, damn lions on there having 6 goddamn cubs before the damn hour and 38-minute show is going off. About 4 goddamn, and then the whole lion family is incest. The brothers is the uncles, and the uncles is the to the nieces, and the nieces and the brother and the uncle is related, and a whole bunch of shit. Ain't nobody coming from the other different tribe. It's the whole one tribe right there, because one of the brothers is freaking horny, then screwed the sister. I'm like, what the fuck? So the animal incest, woo, shit, and that shit crazy as hell. Everybody on there related. Yeah, all the lions fucking related. Even the grandma got a baby by the goddamn uncle. He say they do. They clean each other. The lions got the tightest tribe out there. The lions got the tightest tribe out there, boy. So I be looking at my arm, be like, "Oh, love, okay, I'm glad I'm a human because I'm a Leo, right? I'm a lion. I'm a Leo. I'm in that goddamn that tribe, right? Like, what the fuck is going on? Grandma, Shannon, the grandma. I promise you, I watched one show. The grandma that had her a whole litter by the goddamn uncle. I ain't lying. I was like, ain't this some shit here? Them goddamn lions stay fertile, boy. Them lions be fertile as hell, boy. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm. Well, anyways, Muddy. So that was yesterday's episode out on the Blacktube street. Yeah. But she said that she got tired of, hearing Bookham with all of the things that he was saying, and that at first she was concerned about him because she was hearing a lot of people coming at him and disclosing some things. So she had torn mixed feelings right there. She didn't know really how to look at this. Like, she got these people over here coming at, her friend, because that was her friend. I mean, she didn't know how to handle that. But then she said a while, she said that she was telling Bookham that, whoa, hold on, what are you doing? Like, stop doing what you're doing. She said she kept warning. She said she kept warning him. Like, stop, like, what are you doing? Stop doing what you're doing. That's what, So I guess he wouldn't stop. And then something was said on the other side that caused that spirit to be like, that's enough. That's enough. The only way that you're going to stop is I have to, I guess, be the one to stop you. So she brought her story out alive. Some of it you can tell that she really didn't want to talk against her friend. She really didn't want to tell personal things against her friend. Even through their trials and tribulations of what they were going through, and you can tell that they had been through it. But the trust wasn't there. She found out that Bookham has a wandering ding dong. Everybody knows that. Everybody just saw the booty eating video. Everybody just heard about the Jasmine situation of 14 to 16 pumps. Everybody just, and then now I'm sitting here listening to him say that, oh, with her, it don't matter. She could go. She could go. That doesn't make a man a man. That's a boy. To brag when a situation goes bad, you want to brag about, I had 3 when I was with her. That makes your ass a walking motherfucking disease. That's what makes that, that's what that is. That's not a man. It does not make a man by feeling like that they can get the clout or throw out that, raw, I did this. I had 20 fucking women. What? What? That sends a sign out to all women to run. Run. Don't run for no condoms either. Don't run to the store for condoms. No, run your ass off and go to the hardware store and get your ass a lock and chain and put it over your coon. That nigga gets no entry, man. None. None. Not even from eating the tum. It might be some sores or something there that's going to break out later on in his lifetime. See, with a man, that all that herpes stuff, it don't usually come out right away. No. Take about a couple of years for that shit to develop. No. Y'all better run. Run. That nigga is disqualified for any goddamn sexual activity ever. He probably got that shit that gonna come through the goddamn rubber. Mm-hmm. Shannon. Yes, yes, Sharon. Yes, girl. Y'all know y'all just drop in over here and I'm gonna give y'all the TT. It's just crazy though, because I was like, listen, these are people personal, personal issues, Sharon. All of this has now steamed from everybody coming out to support Mr. Robert Sylvester County. This shit done went so goddamn far left, girl. It's a foul ball and a home run. Understand what I'm saying, girl? It's a foul, but the ball then swung all the way out to the center field in the bleachers. And a home run, girl. This some shit here. I'm like, what in the hell? What in the hell? But all you gotta do is pop in over here from time to time, and I'm gonna give you the goddamn tea, girl. Cause I be having time for it, honey. When I have time for it, I gotta break it down to y'all. I gotta break it down. This shit is nuts. Ain't no more free get it. No, girl. This is about nigga. I fucked you 16 times. I'ma call your mama. Let me call the. I'm like, what? What? But I get it. Let's just call it transitioning. The channels are transitioning from R. Kelly to each and everyone's own commentary to build their shows. That's what we'll call transitioning channels. That's what it is. So yeah, but I got to get ready to get up out of here. Once again, shout out to Jennifer Bonjean for bringing the light. Um, from what I am detecting with some of the paperwork, since they wanted to bring out the since the prosecution, the government wanted to reference in their indictments things that had happened back in 2002 to 2008 trial for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I'm not glad that they did, but I'm glad they did. You understand what I'm saying? Because now Jennifer Bonjean gets to have her shot at it. Things that went wrong, more wrong, more wrong, I should say, in the 2002 trial. She gets to bring up who actually was covering or deceiving or manipulated or did all of that. Boy, when this woman get done with these goddamn stories out here, it's gonna be this is big. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She gets to actually now really find out what Michael Avenatti was all about, or Kim Fox, or and so on and so forth, or Jim Derrick, what's his name? Jim Derrick Goddess. Why should plead the fifth? Huh? Did Sparkle really? Where's Sparkle at? She gets to hit all of them now. So she's ready. I think she's going to be prepared. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think she's going to be prepared. Put a 2 if you don't think she's going to be prepared. She's digging. Yeah, he got acquitted. But what I'm saying is that since the prosecution, your government, chooses to bring some of these reoccurring acts back up that kind of happened in 2002, instead of leaving well enough alone. Queen, you don't think she's prepared for the Chicago? She's getting prepared. She's getting prepared. She's digging in the wormhole and she's bringing the shit back out. Let's talk about this. How do you know? Let's do this. Let's do this. Since y'all brought it back up. Let's do this. Let's do this. Where did this come from? Who had the hands on this? How did you see that? Well, what did you talk about? Queen says no, y'all. Queen says that she doesn't think that she is getting prepared or prepared for the Chicago trial. You don't think so? What are you finding that may be wrong? You a little nervous? Oh, child. I got to hear you got to look. You have to call me because I want to know why you're nervous. So I can make sure that I'm on. What am I missing? Because a lot of things that I go over and I look over, my little notes and things, I just don't come on screen and just, I jot down what I think and what I don't think. You think the government is playing dirty. And you don't think that she's going to find their dirtiness? You don't think so? You don't think they're going to find the dirtiness? That she can't find what they're doing? Queen. I want to know. I want to know, Queen. You got to call me so I can see what my notes are saying and what you're thinking. Cause sometimes I like to do that. I like to, I like to say, well, I have this here and I think this here. What do you think about it? So that's why I just don't come out to say quite a few things. That's all. I don't do so. I got to keep coming up here and moving my screen. So, oh, okay, Queen. I'm gonna have to go read again. I done read it twice. I'm gonna go back and read the Chicago first indictment. I'm going to read over again the 2002 indictment. I'm going to read that and I'm going to make sure I got all my stuff highlighted. I'm going to double read it and I'm going to see what I can find to bring up. You say it's strong rumbling. The witnesses are going to actually, wow. Wow. So kind of like New York, right? Let's just bombard it with different character witnesses on the stand, and what the juror now is just supposed to believe that. So if you're saying that it's rumbling out here with a whole bunch of witnesses, right? That's gonna probably take the stand against Mr. Kelly, then you're saying that they're going to be bringing strong evidence to support their argument. Is that what you're saying? That they may have some strong, the key one from '08. Oh, wow. And you're talking about the thing with what, with Durham McDavid? Is that what you're talking about? Are you saying that Durham McDavid may be able to prove that Mr. Kelly was aware that there was money um, being sent to wherever he um, was told to send it? Mm, 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 mm. It's interesting, Queen. This is an interesting case, though. It is. It's interesting. Uh, yeah. And that's why I brought up the Durham McDavid earlier. If he was the bookkeeping, the accountant, and he did this, I, yeah. So I kind of can feel you and read you here, Queen, because it was kind of my thought. But when you're doing the show, you try to, do it very sensitive, because there's a lot of sensitive people that, when it comes to the truth, we don't want to hear the truth, and people get mad about you, no matter. I rock R. Kelly, but you can't rock R. Kelly without tackling this on with the truth. You have to. You have to do the truth in it. You can't do I hope and I dream or I can imagine or this or that. I'm like, no, but this is, as they say, was his the man that dealt with the money. You say sometimes you try to remember what you was doing in '99, and I don't know all of it either. I don't know all of everything that I was doing in '99. You guys, she was a club keeper with a new dance in church to pray to God, forgive me for what I have done. You have been forgiven, my child. I have forgiven. You forgiven. The New York case he got in the bag. She got that. Okay. Well, we will see. I'm coming back live Saturday, you guys. Hopefully Saturday night. I should be live. I don't have anything to do Saturday night. So we're gonna talk about that, Queen. We're gonna talk about all. We're gonna talk. You're so welcome, sweetheart. But I'll be talking to you in a little bit. I just got to get dressed and get my butt up out of here. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thanks for showing up. Gave y'all a little bit of tea of what I thought. Tasha K. The Bookham situation, which is irrelevant to the thing, was just something to talk about. I don't give two hoops about nobody freaking relationship situation. It was just funny. Daunting, I guess. And Durham McDavid is up on the chopping block right now. So we will see how this goes. I don't know. The only thing, like I say, in my opinion, There's technicalities that are being sought out here, for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. And then, if that's going to pull in her strategy for miscarriage of justice to help Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, and if that's what she has, then I'll have to pray that that works out for her as well. With that being said, y'all enjoy y'all mornings. I will see you guys, poor ladies, chit chat night. Change the title to the chit chat night. Sounds a little bit more better. Different avenue. And my daughter just called. Cut it off. Have a beautiful day, you guys. I am out. Bye.